Have you ever wondered if everything you've been told about aging after 65 is missing one critical piece? Most people believe that once you reach your 70s, decline is unavoidable. Slower steps, weaker muscles, fading memory, less independence. It sounds inevitable because we've heard it for decades. But what if millions of Americans are overlooking 8 simple abilities that quietly reveal who is truly aging well? And what if losing even one of them is an early warning that something much bigger has already begun? Today's video isn't about living forever. It's about discovering whether your body and brain are sending hidden signals that most doctors don't explain until it's too late. Stay with me, because the 8th sign surprises even aging researchers. And it may be the most important predictor of independence after 70 for generations. People assumed growing old simply meant getting weaker every year. But modern aging science tells a different story. Researchers studying healthy longevity have discovered that chronological age and biological age are often very different. Two people can both be 75 years old, yet one may have the physical resilience of someone 20 years younger, while the other struggles with everyday tasks. Scientists at Harvard, the National Institute on Aging, and researchers involved in long-running studies like the Baltimore Longitudinal Study of Aging have repeatedly shown that lifestyle patterns established decades earlier influence health far more than birthdays alone. That finding completely changed how experts think about aging. Instead of asking, "How old are you?" researchers now ask, "What can you still do?" The answer predicts future independence better than many medical tests. But few seniors hear this message until after problems appear. The story actually begins much earlier than retirement. In your 20s and 30s, your muscles naturally grow stronger with activity. Your heart adapts efficiently. Your bones remain dense. Your brain creates new connections rapidly. During these years, small daily choices seem insignificant. Missing a walk, sitting longer at work, eating more processed foods, sleeping less. None of these habits feel dangerous because the body compensates remarkably well. Then something changes quietly. By the 40s, muscle mass naturally begins to decline unless it is challenged. Scientists estimate adults lose roughly 3 to 8% of muscle mass each decade after age 30, with the decline accelerating later in life. Bone density slowly decreases. Reaction time becomes slightly slower. Blood vessels lose some flexibility. Yet these changes happen so gradually that most people never notice them, because nothing dramatic happens overnight. Many adults assume everything is fine. They continue postponing exercise, strength training, balance work, and healthy nutrition. The body keeps adapting, hiding the consequences for years. Then comes the shift after 70. This is where millions of Americans unknowingly reach a turning point. According to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and National Health Surveys, falls become one of the leading causes of injury among older adults. Hospitalizations rise. Recovery takes longer. Even temporary inactivity after surgery or illness can accelerate muscle loss dramatically. But here's the hidden truth. The fall itself often isn't the beginning of the problem. It's simply the first visible sign that years of quiet decline have finally reached a breaking point. That's why researchers focus less on diseases alone and more on functional ability. So, what are the 8 signs that reveal someone between 70 and 80 remains exceptionally resilient? The first sign is the ability to rise from a chair without using your hands. It sounds simple, yet it reflects leg strength, core stability, coordination, and balance simultaneously. Studies consistently show lower body strength predicts future independence and even survival. The second sign is walking at a steady pace for several minutes without unusual exhaustion. Walking speed has become so important that many researchers call it the 6th vital sign. A faster natural walking pace is strongly associated with lower risks of hospitalization and disability. The third sign is maintaining excellent balance on one leg for several seconds. Balance isn't just about avoiding falls. It reflects communication between your muscles, inner ear, nervous system, vision, and brain. When balance begins failing, many body systems may already be changing. The fourth sign is carrying groceries safely without feeling unstable. This combines grip strength, shoulder stability, endurance, and confidence. Grip strength alone has become one of the most studied markers of healthy aging because weaker grip often predicts broader health challenges. Now here's where things become even more interesting. Many seniors believe memory alone defines brain health, but researchers increasingly recognize that decision-making, attention, and problem-solving may matter even more in everyday life. That brings us to the fifth sign: managing finances, medications, appointments, and daily decisions without confusion. Cognitive flexibility allows seniors to stay independent much longer. Losing this ability often creates financial stress before physical disability appears. The sixth sign is recovering quickly after minor illness or physical effort. Healthy older adults still experience fatigue, but they bounce back faster. Resilience, not perfection, is the true marker. The seventh sign surprises many people: maintaining meaningful social relationships. Large studies repeatedly show loneliness increases risks of depression, cognitive decline, heart disease, and even premature death. Remaining socially engaged keeps both the brain and body active in ways that medications cannot replace. Now we arrive at the eighth sign: curiosity. People who continue learning, reading, solving problems, exploring hobbies, and challenging their minds appear to preserve cognitive function longer than those who mentally retire from life itself. The brain continues adapting throughout life, but only when it receives new challenges. This simple habit may quietly separate thriving seniors from those who gradually withdraw. So why don't more people preserve these abilities? Because many still follow outdated advice. For years, seniors were encouraged to avoid lifting weights, rest frequently, and limit physical challenges. While rest is important during illness, too much inactivity accelerates weakness. Today, researchers strongly support appropriate strength training, balance exercises, regular walking, and lifelong learning for most older adults. After consulting healthcare professionals, the financial consequences are enormous. Losing independence often increases healthcare expenses, home modifications, caregiver needs, transportation costs, and reduced quality of life. Protecting these 8 abilities isn't simply about living longer, it's about preserving freedom. American health surveys continue revealing a repeating pattern. Seniors who remain physically active, socially connected, mentally engaged, and nutritionally balanced consistently report higher quality of life than those who become increasingly sedentary. The pattern repeats across millions of older adults regardless of income or background. So what can you begin today? First, test your functional fitness. Stand from a chair without using your hands. Practice safe balance exercises near a stable surface, and walk consistently every day. Second, challenge both your muscles and your brain. Add simple resistance exercises approved by your healthcare provider while learning something completely new every week. Third, protect your relationships. Schedule conversations, volunteer, join community activities, or reconnect with old friends. Social health is biological health. Here's one warning supported by decades of research. Never assume feeling fine means nothing is changing. The biggest declines often develop silently for years before becoming obvious. Waiting until weakness appears makes recovery much harder. And here's something to think about until our next video. Scientists are beginning to discover that one overlooked daily habit may influence healthy aging even more than exercise itself. Most people practice it incorrectly every single day without realizing the hidden cost. If you found this video valuable, please take a moment to like and share it with someone who deserves to enjoy healthy aging. You never know whose future you may help protect. And if you want more evidence-based lessons that reveal what science is discovering about living stronger after 60, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Our next chapter may completely change the way you think about growing older.